This is third lecture of advanced manufacturing process for third year, in which we had started second unit of milling, machining and milling processes, in which this is our third lecture. We have already completed a few milling operation, or we are looking for. We had started looking for looking this operations, milling machine operations, and also had seen some milling cutters. Okay, for specific operation, specific type of cutter were used, and depending on the cutter or the operation were divided. We have seen some operations also: plain or slab milling, plain face milling, then what we can say side milling, straddle milling. Now let's start with fifth of that category, which is gang milling operation. Okay, let's see gang milling. What is gang milling? You can see the sketch on the screen. You can also see on the arbor, which is used for horizontal milling machine. Two or more cutter are placed on the same arbor. Okay, you can see five over there. Five cutters are mounted, which are doing side milling also. These two cutters are milling the side faces of that workpiece, and these are doing face milling or slab milling. That means two or more operations are performed simultaneously, but for specific workpiece only. Okay, this gang milling is used only in work one machining processes workpieces machined. Okay, you can see the gang milling. Okay, let's see what more things are given. It is modification of straddle milling with more number of cutter in the machine. It is the operation in which number of milling cutters are mounted on same arbor to make it possible to machine several surfaces in one pass. The cutters may have same or different diameter mounted on the arbor. This operation saves much of machining time and widely used in repetitive work. Okay, as it is multiple cutter operation, it is performing 2-3 machining of this that workpiece surface at a time. That's why it saves your machining time, and also the same or using multiple cutter or mounting same workpiece for different operation. Or we can directly say that the machining time is consumed. Okay, now sixth one is from that is angular milling. We have seen that the angular cutters. Okay, we have seen some angular cutter of 60 degree or 90 degree, or in between them. Two or this cutter are used to make specific grooves on your workpiece, or you can see here how the workpiece is machined. You can see angular cutter also, which is mounted on arbor. It is used generally for making the grooves or angular grooves on the workpiece. It is the milling of flat surface which are neither parallel nor perpendicular to the axis of the milling cutter. A single angle or double angle milling cutter is used for the operation. Example, V-shaped grooves. Okay, that may you might have seen on the voice. Okay, bench voice, the V groove is made on that. Okay, the same are machined by this angle milling operation or angular milling operation, in which specific type of tool, which is angular cutting tool or angle cutting tools, are used. Now next one is form milling. Okay, in this also specific type of formation is made on that workpiece. Okay, that means why it is called as form milling? Because the shape of cutting tool is manufactured on that workpiece. Okay, you can see the convex part of that milling cutter. That means the concave shape of the workpiece will be manufactured. Okay, got this thing? That means To form the required shape on workpiece, you will have the forming or form milling machining operation, in which there are this form tool is used specifically for gear manufacturing, to manufacture concave and convex shape on that workpiece. Okay, so this is a form tool you can see over here. Let's see what is actually forming process given. It is the operation of producing concave, convex or any other irregular shape by using form cutter. The shape of cutting teeth of the form cutter is same as that the profile to be generated on the workpiece surface. The operation is done comparatively at a very low cutter speed than plain milling operation. Example, cutting gears on a milling machine. Now next one is end milling or slot milling. End milling or slot milling, you can see the diagram. Okay, end milling is what you have to machine the workpiece on its periphery. Then also this is this tool, end milling tool is used. And slot milling, if you have to uh, have a groove, a rectangular groove on that particular workpiece, then you can have this end milling tool, in which you can perform this end milling operation. Let's see about this. It is the operation of producing a flat surface which may be vertical, horizontal or at an angle. The cutter used is an end mill. Example for slot, grooves, keyways, etc. See, the heat engine and okay, this IC engine, in all these uh, things, this particular tool is used or this operation is done. Now T slot milling, as we have discussed about that is the uh, T slot are necessary for clamping the tool. At such places we have to do this machining process or T slot milling process, you can see first. But before that, we have to make a groove on that workpiece, because the shank do not have the cutting edges. So you have to perform, or first you have to perform slot milling, then you can do this T slot milling. Okay, next one is, let's see, slotting cutter is used to produce the slot of given width corresponding to cutter side. The cutter is placed exactly at the center line of the workpiece where a slot is to be produced, and then cut is taken. Milling T slot, a special type of cutter is used. Okay, for milling T slot, a special type of cutter is used. This operation is performed in two steps. First, using an end milling or plain milling cutter, plain slot is produced. Okay, then T slot cutter is used to enlarge and face the bottom of the slot. This is used for keyways and groove slot. Then slitting operation. Slitting means you have to part, or you have to make the two part of the workpiece. Then the slitting operation is done. You can slit this slitting tool, which is up to 3 to 5 millimeter wide. It is same as your cutter, or we can say that what is called cutting tool. Okay, then it is the operation of parting of a solid workpiece into two parts. It makes the use of slitting saw to cut stock into various widths. Thread milling, in which this operation is used to cut the thread and worm gear by using thread milling cutters. Single cutter is mounted on arbor to cut coarse pitch thread wheel, while group of thread milling cutters is in a row are mounted to cut the fine pitch threads. Okay, you can see this thread milling cutter, which is used to cut the thread on the workpiece. The indexing is very necessary for this particular operation. We will further discuss about that indexing, but let's say this single cutter is mounted on arbor to cut the coarse pitch thread, while group of thread milling cutters is in a row are mounted to cut fine pitch thread. Okay, this group, you can see this coarse pitch. If the pitch is quite larger, that means pitch is what, the distance between these two. If these are the thread of screw, this is called as pitch. Okay, if this is larger, then you have to mount a single cutting tool uh, in that operation. But if the pitch is lower, okay, that means such type of pitch is there or threading is there, then two or three or more cutting tools are used. Then there are two main important milling operation, by the way, up milling and down milling. Okay, up milling and down milling, there are two machining processes. Okay, all these operations are performed by either up milling or down milling. Okay, this is all related to the rotation of tool. Okay, this up milling and down milling is only classified by its rotation of the cutting tool. Okay, let's see what happened or what is given in that this up milling and down milling. In this operation, cutter is rotated in the direction against the direction in which the workpiece is travel. Okay, the figure elaborate the up milling and down milling. On left side figure, this is the up milling, and on the on the right side, the down milling operation is. Okay, you can see the feed is toward right and the tangential velocity of this cutter is toward left. And in second one, the feed is toward left and cutting tool is also, or tangential velocity of this cutting tool is also toward left. Okay, this is the basic difference between this up milling and down milling. This is down milling and this is up milling. You can also see that the difference. The cutter is moving downward and it is moving, or it is taking the chips down, and this is taking chips up. Okay, this is the basic difference. Let's see about this. The thickness of the chip is minimum at the beginning of the cut and it reaches maximum at the end of the cut. In this up milling process, you can see the cut is maximum at the bottom and it decreases onward. Okay, the thickness of chip is minimum at beginning, or it is minimum at beginning, and it goes on increasing as cutting tool passes. The cutting force is directly upward and tends to lift the workpiece from the fixture. Okay, you can see this. The tool will try to lift this workpiece. Okay, as it is applying force from here, the workpiece will move upward or try to lift. Okay, it will try to lift upward. That's why the firm clamping is required for this type of milling. Then so design of fixture is difficult. Okay, this is one disadvantage of this particular milling operation or this type of milling. It is difficult to pour coolant at the contact of cutting with the workpiece. Okay, it is also difficult to pour coolant. Why coolant is necessary? To cool the workpiece surface or to avoid distortion due to thermal stresses. As the cutter progresses, the chip accumulation and may spoil the workpiece. Okay, you can see here the chip is accumulating in this particular gap. Okay, in this gap, which may erode the surface of workpiece and will result in less accuracy and less surface finish. Okay, then the surface made up by milling appear to be slight wavy. Okay, wavy means the surface finish is quite lower. Okay, now down milling. Okay, you can we have discussed about up milling. Let's see this. What is down milling? The operation is also shown on the right side. In this operation, cutter is rotated in the same direction in which the workpiece is fed. The thickness of chip is maximum at the beginning of the cut and it reaches the minimum at the end of cut. The cutting force is directly downward and tend to seat the workpiece firmly with the fixture. So fixture design is easy. The chips are disposed of easily and not interfere during cutting. Coolant can be poured directly at the cutting zone easily. It gives better surface finish. It should be performed on rigid machine provided with backlash eliminator. Okay, that means this down milling is more preferable than this up milling because it has all advantages over that up milling. Now let's discuss some cutting parameters, that means speed, feed, its cutting rate or depth of cut, all these parameter, how these are managed or what are the formulas for it. Let's discuss about it. First one is cutting speed. Okay, what should be the cutting speed for that milling cutter? It is given, it is the peripheral linear speed of milling cutter resulting from rotation. Okay, cutting speed is denoted by V, which is equals to pi d into n upon 100, where n is the frequency of rotation of that tool. Okay, where n, okay, wait a second, here this n is frequency of rotation, that may be 60, 70. Okay, rpm, we say rpm, revolution per minute. Then d is diameter of that cutter and pi is, we know that it is 3.14 or 22 by 7, any value can be taken. So cutting speed of that tip of tool is equals to pi dn upon 1000 in meter per minute, because you are considering this number of turns in revolution per minute. Okay, rpm, so the denominator of this velocity is in minute. Okay, then next one. Okay, you have also given all this specification. V is cutting speed, d diameter in millimeter, speed of cutter in revolution per minute, that's rpm. Now feed, it is the rate at which the workpiece advances under the cutter. Okay, this is the feed, that means the chip thickness is depend on that feed. Okay, it is the rate at which the workpiece advances under the cutter. Feed can be expressed in milling by following three methods: feed per tooth, feed per cutter revolution, and feed per minute. It is the distance the workpiece moves in millimeter tooth of the milling cutter. Then cutting, it is the distance the workpiece moves in millimeter per revolution of the cutter, and it is the distance the workpiece moves in millimeter per minute. Then depth of cut, it is the thickness of material removed in one pass of the workpiece. It is a perpendicular distance measured between the original and final surface of the workpiece measured in millimeter. Okay, got this thing? Feed and depth of cut. Okay, all this parameter or cutting parameter you should vary for getting the required shape of that or required surface finish and accuracy of that workpiece surface. Okay, and let's revise all these things again. We have seen the cutting tools, different cutting tools which are related to different or its specific cutting operation. Like slitting tool is used for slitting operation, threading tool is used for threading operation, then T-slot cutter is used for making T-slot on the workpiece. Then end milling is used for peripheral milling or slotting something. Then side milling also, side milling cutter is also used. Then face milling cutter were there, which we have seen. Okay, all these type of cutters are used for specific type of operation. That means like angle cutters, angle milling cutter were used for producing angular slot on this workpiece. Likewise, all these cutters and its operation we have discussed. Now in next lecture we will see about dividing head and how the indexing is done of this milling machine. and then some direct and rapid indexing type of indexing is there. Then we will finish this chapter. That means we just have to a topic of indexing, then we will be at the end of this unit also. So thank you for today. Keep studying all this discussed topic. Okay, thank you.